Hey guys, Fuxs here. I'm going to go over exploring with you guys real quick, and we'll get into also what kind of fittings to put on your exploration vessel. So, first off, let's talk about the fittings. So, let's see here. What I have fitted on my magnet, and these I don't have any. My skill levels isn't too high, so it's attainable in short amount of time to equip your ship like this and be able to do what I'm doing. So first off, we have the Core Probe Launcher 1. That ran me about 24,000 if I remember. The prototype cloaking device. Um, Now there's a much more advanced version of this cloaking device. It actually allows you to keep your velocity the same and also warp while you're cloaked, which is a huge advantage in low sec space, as you can imagine. So I think it's called a covert ops cloaking device. So you guys look into that if you want. But okay, so yeah, this prototype cloaking device ran me about 1.4 mil um, at the time. That's what it was. So the Salvager one, in case you end up killing any rats and you want to salvage their ships. So that ran me about 35k. And then in my mid slots, we've got my Relic analyzer. That ran me 32,000. My data analyzer. That ran me about 40,000. Cargo scanner to scan the cargo to see what type of containers to click on. I'll explain that when we get there. So that ran me, I think that ran me 10k. Can't remember, but I think that ran me 10k. Down here we've got drone damage amplifiers. They ran me about 45,000 each. Got an energized adaptive nano membrane. That ran me about 184k. My damage control 1 ran me about 10k. Yeah, so actually now we've got my drones. Now I've equipped medium drones here by accident, so I'm gonna go swap those out in a minute to my light drones that I've got in my cargo. But I got some hobgoblins, and they were 5,000 each. So you're gonna be putting you could put up to 8 in your cargo hold, but that's up to you whether you want to have a couple other drones for. Well, you know what? I could actually put maybe like a salvage drone or two in there instead of the salvager, and then put something else in my high slot. But that's up to you guys. So I mean that'd be the smarter way to go. Actually, I might actually do that. So but and remember, guys, if you're buying for more than one ship. So whenever I bought this exploration ship, I bought 3 magnets and I bought 3 of each item in case I decide to go into low sec later on and I lose a vessel. Then I can just come back and get another one. So I just have them on hand just in case. Also, I got my rigs. And I just actually put 2 small gravity capacitor upgrades. This is basically the suggested build uh, that I found online. So yeah, so they ran me about 64,000 each. So so if you guys want to fit your ship like that, and that's up to you. If you want to tweak it a little bit, that's your call too. You can also put a micro warp drive instead of the cargo scanner in case you just want to. In case you're just, I mean, you just want to. You don't really care what to click on, and you're just going to click on any box at all. So that's your call as well. So yeah, I'm gonna get over to a space station here. I'm gonna swap my drones out. You know what? Actually, we're in high-sec space, so there's not gonna be any NPCs at any of these sites. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start scanning down. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about skills real quick. My skills, I know in advance, they're not the best for this, so I don't have my exploration that high. So scanning, it's pretty much all these skills are good to have for uh, for exploration. As you can see here, skill for the advanced operation of long-range scanners, 5% increase to scan probe strength per level. So that's going to be how quickly they can scan down and find what you're looking for. So it makes it easier and it takes you less time to when you're looking for your site. Then you've got astrometric acquisition. That's 5% reduction in scan time per level. So it reduces the amount of time it takes for them to scan. So that's, I mean, that it's just nice. Less time, you know, is more time to play the game, right? So proficiency at identifying and analyzing ancient artifacts. Required skill for the use of Relic analyzer modules. So you need this this skill to be able to use your Relic analyzer. So make sure you get this if you're going out to do any Relic sites. Astrometrics, we've got skill at operating long-range scanners, plus 5% scan strength per level. So this is a good one to have. You can stack this with well, if you see here, it's 5% scan strength per level, 5% max scan deviation per level, 5% scan probe scan time per level. So this skill actually is this and this in the same skill. So you're actually gaining both of these. So this is pretty handy for sure. Then you've got your hacking, and this is going to allow you to use your data analyzer. And it's just basically the higher you have this, the less time it's going to take you to go through the minigame, and I'll show you that in a minute. So what can you find at these sites? Well, I did a few of them already. These are all high sec. You can see I found a couple patterns here. Don't forget to reload your probes after you use them, because they won't reload themselves. So if you decide to jump out, I don't know if they go back into your cargo without you having to do that when you're jumping. I'm not sure about that, but if they don't, you wouldn't want to lose them, right? So, but anyways, here's what I've gotten so far from certain sites I've done. You can see I got a couple patterns here, a few patterns. I got just some basic electronic parts and some junk here. I got some salvage. I got a book. This, I didn't get that from there. I didn't get these from there. And I didn't get my probes from there. But everything else I've gotten from data and relic sites. You can get different things than this, but this is what I've gotten just in the short amount of time that I've been exploring the past couple days. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my map here. So you want to open up your scanner. So you go down here beside your health bar and all that kind of stuff, your velocity and all that. So you go to the left, you'll see a little scanner picture. You open your probe scanner, and this box here will open up. I already had it open. You can edit your filter. So my current filter is set to see only data and relic sites. I'm not into wormholes and ore sites. I'm not going to be farming those, but if you guys want to, that's your call, right? And then combat sites. So yeah, and then I unchecked my anomalies. So these are anomalies. These are just the ones you can warp to right away, and just little encounters with certain pirate factions and drone factions and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and start scanning. Okay, so well, I don't know. Oh, I'm cloaked. So let's uncloak. Reload. Okay, it's reloading. It says it takes about 10 seconds. And let's launch our probes. Okay. So if you see right here, there's two formations of your probes without you having to mess around with them too much. So that's the pinpoint, and this is your just basically figure out where stuff is in a general sense. So let's shrink this down a little bit. Well, you know what? Let's pull these in a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is hold Shift. That'll show up the individual bubbles if you want to move them separately. Like I can move this one individually if I want, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep it simple and keep a formation. I don't suggest you guys move them individually either. So I'm going to hold Shift and Alt at the same time, and now I can drag, and they'll all come in together, go out together. So this is pretty handy. So I'm going to bring it to about there. That looks pretty good. So now let's scan. You're going to hit the Analyze button. You'll see your probes warping to the new location. You'll see the yellow lines to where they're moving to. And now they're scanning. So you'll see the scan bar moving. And remember that scan time bonus I told you guys. So that's what that's all about. It's going to reduce that time, right? Alrighty, so let's start over here. So now we're going to want to pinpoint, right? So let's make that a little bit bigger. And we'll come from each side. So I'm going to center it. Oops. I'm going to center it on this red dot here. Okay, because I'm going to scan this one down first. Okay. Analyze. And scan probe strength is, see these percentages here? They're going to be higher, faster, if you have better scan probe strength. So let's ignore all of the results because we're just working on this one here, okay? So let's center it again. Shrink it down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, there's the yellow dots to where their new positions are. %. Okay. So we're getting up there. So that means we're getting more and more accurate. This dot's going to move around less and less. Okay, we've got a data site. And now if it was a wormhole, depending on whether you guys are looking for wormholes or not, but if it was a wormhole and you don't want to do it, all you would do is show your other results. So you'd show your other results, you'd move on to the next one, and ignore this one. So it did the same. So let's say I want to move to this one. So I'd ignore other results. So now I'm moved on to this one, over there, if you want to do that. But you can always show them down here. And if you have stuff filtered, you can show your filtered items as well. Okay, let's continue here. So I'm going to ignore all the other results. And to center the yellow dot there, it's turned into a yellow location. And I'm going to shrink this down. Now, I forgot to tell you, there are two clicks here. Your left click just spins the screen, and then your left click actually moves the screen this way. So you can always keep your blue area centered in the middle of your screen. So we've got a local Sancha data processing plant. So let's see here. This should do it. Let's see. Okay, and we've discovered a site. So what we're going to do is we're going to close our map here. We're going to warp to the location. So you can see this is basically an ex-war site from Concord raids. So just stuff floating around out here. Alright. So it's good to set your overview up for exploration. Mine isn't set up that great. So, okay, let's scan down these items now with our cargo scanner. If you've got one, we'll see what we got inside. Okay, that's nothing that exciting. It's not that exciting either. Okay, we can see we've got a blueprint in this one. So let's head over to this one. See, it's a copy though, so it's not going to be worth as much as, you know. I think I've only seen I'm not sure if they're only copies that drop, but also just a quick piece of information. So we're at a data site right now. Now it's important to take note of this. If you're looking for items, each container that pops out of this info shard, there are different kinds of containers. There's going to be data containers, equipment containers, material containers, parts containers, and scrap containers. Now, data containers, they contain data sheets. So data sheets such as your blueprints here. Equipment containers carry hydrogen batteries. Material containers carry carbon. So they're not that, definitely not that high on your, you know, your two-click list. You want to leave those near the bottom somewhere. Then you've got parts containers, and they've got electronic parts inside. And then you've got scraps container, and those contain metal scraps. So make sure you're clicking on those data containers, because data containers are going to hold all that juicy, those juicy blueprints and whatnot. So, okay, let's get scanning. Let's get doing this here. So this is a mini game. You're just basically trying to find, collect wrenches. You're basically trying to find, and those are firewalls. So basically, what happens is you see your bar here. If this bar depletes down to 0, you lose. So then you got to restart. So these firewalls will take some of that juice. You see it going down there, and this wrench will increase my health. So use those to help you find. Let's see if see, but this locked up this item here. So now to unlock this item, we've got to work down this. Now I can click on this, but see, I don't know about this. I click on it and it reduces my my health. I'm not exactly sure what it is, so I just try to avoid it. let's see here. The antivirus is a standard piece of system defense known for its high strength. You can attack the antivirus by left-clicking it. Okay, so we don't need to attack it for any reason. Okay, we found it here. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. Oh, don't forget to zoom out. It's a lot easier to find. So there's a data container. Click on the data container, spam click it, and you'll tractor beam it in. There's another data container. Make sure you get that data container. And then once that's done, move on to the next. Move on to whatever's next on your list. So we can see probably want equipment containers next. Alrighty. So that's a data site, guys. I'm not going to do every single one with you guys. I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. And we can see here we got our pattern. I already got one, but now I got another one. And I can sell that on the market or in a contract. And I can see I got a couple other parts here. I don't know what exactly I got from this site exactly, but I got some stuff here. I'm gonna have to empty out soon. Don't forget to empty out, because what happens is if you have a full cargo and you're clicking on those containers, it's destroying the items as you're picking them up. If you have no room, they're just being destroyed. So if you've got a nice pattern you're looking to get, it's going to get destroyed if you don't have any room. So worst case scenario, even just dump the stuff out and mark the location and come back for it, right? If you and of course that's a sketchy way to do that because other people can come and grab it. So I suggest you just rip back and make sure you've got room in your cargo before you start these events. So yeah, I'm going to come back whenever I get to a Relic site, and I'll show you guys the Relic sites. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go over how to figure out what systems to go to do your exploration. So I've already set mine up, but what you're going to do before you even start anything, you're going to plot your course. So you're going to click on your map, and make sure you click on your star map in your control panel up here. And if you don't have that up, you'll be able to access it down here. It should be minimized. Okay. So I've plotted this course. I've tried to find systems that don't have that aren't the most well-traveled areas. So you can see there's only a few other people in this area with me, and you can see there's a lot of sites here because there's probably not a whole ton of traffic that comes through this system a lot to do this kind of stuff. Who knows? I don't know. That's just my guess. So anyways, what I'm gonna do is let's say that this is totally blank. It shows I am here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna basically connect the dots. So let's say I wanted to fly here. I would come here, add a waypoint. And what that's gonna do is I did that here, add a waypoint. Boom, now I'm here. Add a waypoint here, add a waypoint here, add a waypoint here. And it's also good to come up here and you select your lines tab. Make sure you have selections lines only, because then what happens is you can see what systems are connected. So I'll hold my mouse here and I can see that it shows the connected systems connections, and it shows your systems connections. So so you can kind of get a general idea of where you're going to go after this, and yeah, so plot your course that way in systems that are less frequently traveled. So make sure you check off, you come down to, go to stars, make sure your star map tab, stars under the star map tab, and then you go down to statistics, and you check off average pilots in space in the last 30 minutes, and that'll give you a general idea of you know, how many people are in that system and whatnot. So so yeah, that's pretty much exploration, and I'm gonna do another video down the road on low-sec exploration, because there's some juicy items you can get from low-sec. I haven't done it yet, but I'll make sure to do it for a couple days so I know what I'm talking about, and then I'll let you guys know what I learned. So anyways, yeah, I'm trying to think if I missed anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna come back when I'm at a Relic site, and I'll show you guys that. Hey guys, still on the data site here. I'm going to actually show you what this does. It's the utility subsystem kernel rot. This basically cuts these firewalls in half health. So watch. I click, boom, knocked it down to 20, didn't take any of my health. Now I can pretty much knock down that wall for a low price. So anyways, yeah, I wanted to make sure you guys knew that, and I'll be back at a Relic site. Okay guys, I went and unloaded some of my junk that took a lot of space, but wasn't really worth keeping with me. So I just dumped it in a station for the meantime. But basically what's been happening here, I've been hitting a lot of wormholes. So if we see down here, I've got 3 ignored. You can see I've scanned these down to the point that I can see what type they are. I think it's like 30%. You get to see what the what type of site it is. So what I've been doing is I've just been going through each one of these one at a time and ignoring the results. So now I'm down to my Relic site. I'm just down to pinpointing it. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to shrink the area. So we drag these bubbles and make them smaller. And we want to center our arrows with our box. We want to put our box we want to put our box right on the yellow arrow. So, and then we're going to want to scan. Depending on how great this signal is going to depend on how much we can shrink our bubbles. And just shrinking them, just clicking and shrinking is basically going to take them all. You don't need to hold Alt or anything like that. So, see, I'm just straight up clicking and shrinking, and it's making it smaller. So, analyze. Okay, so we've got our next site to go to. So we'll close our map here. Going to warp 2. Okay. Alrighty. So just like the other site, you want to lock the items as long as they're in range. We're going to scan them down. Now, if you're in low sec, what I gather is a lot of the times people won't scan the cargo. They'll just go for data containers instead, because they won't have enough time. You know, they want to be in and out as quickly as possible. So we can see we've got another blueprint here, a copy of a blueprint, and we've got 5 burn logic circuits. So like data sites, Relic sites have different containers. The data containers contain blueprint copies, special attunement units, and skill books. So if we see any of those 3 items in here, we know that that's going to be found in the data containers that are spit out of this item. Equipment containers contain special attunement units. So if we see that in here, we know that that's where to find that. Material containers contain T1 and T2 salvage and special attunement units. And parts containers also contain T1 and T2 salvage with special attunement units. Scrap containers contain special attunement units as well. Geez, tongue twister. But so we can see we've got this is salvage. So this is tier 1 or tier 2 salvage. I'm not sure. But we know that we can find this in material containers or parts containers. So I'm going to be clicking on data containers first. Then I'll move on to material and parts containers. Okay, so let's get started here. So we're on a Relic site, so you want to use your Relic analyzer. Lock the item and use this. So just like the other one, it's a mini game. Same idea. I failed. So now we can try again. So we wait for it to cycle. We go again. Okay, there we go. So now remember, parts containers. So data containers first. There's the data container. There's another data container. Parts containers. It was not equipment. Material and parts. That's what I'm looking for. Material and parts. I didn't see any more, so. But yeah, that's our Relic site as well. So get your ship either a magnet like I'm driving. I picked this up for not very much money. I think it was about 350,000 or something. And the tier two version of this ship is great. It's got a lot more bonuses, and it's a lot better to use for low sec exploration. So for ships, you can use the Galante Imicus, the Minmatar Probe, the Amar Magnet, and the Caldari Heron. So those are your tier 1 exploration ships. And then you've got tier 2 exploration ships. Now I forget the names of those ones, so let's go in and take a look. Covert Ops. Got the Anathema. We can see here it's got 10% bonus to Relic and Data Analyzer virus strength. It's got bonuses to your cloaking. It's got bonuses to core and combat scanner probes. It's got bonuses to survey probe. So it's a really great great ship to have for exploration. Oh, sorry. Now we've got the Caldari Buzzard. These all resemble the Tier 1 brothers. So we've got the Buzzard, basically the same type of things going on with this one. The Galante, I think it's, whoops, Galante Helios, same idea as well. And then we've got the Minmatar Cheetah, I believe it is. Let me see. Yep, the Cheetah. So those are your Tier 2 versions of your exploration ships, and you can see it would take me 20 days to train this, to be able to fly this, and that's pretty much what it's gonna take, because I don't really have the Minmatar frigate level 5. I haven't even started that, and I haven't gotten too far on my electronics upgrades. So it's roughly about I don't know, roughly about 21 days would take you to get into a Tier 2 frigate from nothing. If I'm just taking a guess there, but that's what the general idea. So so yeah, that's Relic and data sites. So good luck, and if you've got any questions or comments, don't be shy to post them. I'm going to show a list of parts at the end of the the video, so you can see what parts are good for equipping on your ship for exploration. Anyways, take care, guys, and keep your eyes open for my next video. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but keep your eyes open.